My love for you, baby, will never let go. It shines oh so brightly, my heart's all aglow. Just cherish me, baby, and never, never let go. Just cherish me, baby, and never, never let go. My love for you, baby, will never let go. It shines on so brightly, my heart's all aglow. Just cherish me, baby, and never, never let go. Never let go. Never let go. Never loving me. There just ain't nobody else like he. He's my baby. I love that man of mine. Me. There just ain't nobody else like he. He's my baby. I love that man of mine. Love that man of mine. Till the end of up. I know you're messing around with your no good ways and your tired lies. The truth's come undone in your eyes. It's in your head that I'm real dumb. The truth of it is that unlike some, I'm on to you, baby, and you're just so good. You're foul and it's out, yeah, it's understood. Ooh, it's understood. Ooh, you're just so good. I cared for you, baby, both night and day, but you just couldn't live your life that way. You blew out the torch that I held for you. It's all over now, baby, 'cause we're through. When you used to hold me tight, you made me feel so safe inside. Crying time has got me once again. I don't know who you are, I'm with
I really like you to sing some lead if you want.
What do you want to do?
Hey, oh yeah, which one's that? Okay. Wow. Yeah, what? Did you guys do it?
Hey Phil, what was Tears on My Pillow keyed in?
C, I think. Probably
C.
I think that's right.
You don't remember me, but I remember you. 'Twas not so long ago, you broke my heart in two. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart, caused by you. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and tempt the hands of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart, caused by you. Love is not a gadget. Love is not a toy. When you find the one you love to fill your heart with joy. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and tempt the hands of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart, caused by you. Bridge again, yeah. Love is not a gadget. Love is not a toy. When you find the one you love to fill your heart with joy. If we could start anew, I wouldn't hesitate. I'd gladly take you back and tempt the hands of fate. Tears on my pillow, pain in my heart, caused by you.
Yeah.
Ryan Russell.
Hey everybody, welcome to Eclectic American Roots. This is our 20th episode. This episode is devoted to one of the original genres of rock and roll. We call it doo-wop. Let me take you back to the 1940s. If you weren't fighting the Second World War overseas, there was little for teenagers to do in many urban areas, except maybe congregate on the streets at night. In major cities like New York, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, groups of teenagers began forming on street corners to try to outdo one another with music. Rhythm and blues, jazz, other musical styles too. A cappella groups and barbershop quartets like the Mills Brothers were instrumental in shaping the sound, which often featured vocals from bass to falsetto. Most teens could not afford instruments during the war years, but everybody had a voice, and that led to all sorts of harmonious creations and a sense of brotherhood. There was something magical about being able to assemble a group of guys and do those harmonies with their beautiful messages of love. And where did the word doo-wop come from? It refers to a background sound that young singers would sometimes use in place of bass and drums to mark the time. Starting at sundown, it sometimes seemed as if every street corner in those cities had a group of singers harmonizing away. It was a wonderful common denominator in those years before television, when the economy was depressed and rock and roll was still years away. As the 40s decade ended, the movement kept on growing, and for the first time, kids were making music for other kids. There wasn't a lot of money in it, but the girls sure paid them close attention. There were two major types of doo-wop songs, ballads and up-tempo tunes. The 1950s came along, and soon everybody had a TV set, and radio stations were becoming more listener-oriented. Doo-wop music became one of the most mainstream, pop-oriented R&B styles of the era, and it was a forerunner of the kind of harmonies you hear in the Beach Boys, Motown, and the New Kids on the Block. When Frankie Lyman hit the big time in 1955, professional groups sprang up almost overnight on the radio and nightclubs. Best known as the boys' soprano lead singer of the New York City-based rock and roll group, The Teenagers, Lyman arranged and recorded Why Do Fools Fall in Love? It was top 10 in the US and number 1 in England in 1955. That success opened the floodgates, and doo-wop gave black artists from the inner cities a career and a chance for a life that they probably wouldn't have had otherwise. Lyman and his contemporaries paved the way for Rihanna, Beyonce, and Destiny's Child. Doo-wop enjoyed its peak successes in the early 1960s, but continued to influence performers like Michael Jackson and multiple TV commercials. In the late 60s, doo-wop began to fall off the charts as a new and different vocal style, soul, gained in popularity. Then the wave of English invasion rock groups like the Beatles and the Stones took over the charts and the radio stations. Doo-wop has enjoyed several revivals over the years. One was the appearance of the group Sha-Na-Na at Woodstock, where they performed two doo-wop hits, Get a Job and At the Hop. Imagine telling 500,000 hippies to get a job. Today you hear doo-wop in the movies, on Broadway, on the oldies stations, but mostly, if you're really feeling the doo-wop, you hear it in your heart.
When you dance, be sure to hold her tight. When you dance, you'll squeeze her, yeah, with all your might. Such a thrill, oh, when she's close to you. Well, hold her tight. When you dance. When you dance, you feel the warmth of her embrace. Then you know this feeling, yeah, is no disgrace. Such a thrill, oh, when she's close to you. Well, hold her tight. Oh, you may do a rumba, tango, mambo, calypso, or strand. Lights are turned down low. You go hand in when you dance. Be sure to hold her tight. When you dance, you'll squeeze her, yeah, with all your might. Such a thrill. She's close to you. Well, hold her tight. When you dance.
At this time, it's my privilege to introduce a rockabilly legend and music historian as our host. This esteemed artist recalls sitting in his room listening to his mother's doo-wop records, walking to school and hearing doo-wop from the lowriders' cars, and listening to oldies radio the rest of the time. That wasn't enough doo-wop for him. He also recorded an R&B and doo-wop album of his own with the Calvains titled Dedicated to You. Here's a clip from him with Los Lonely Boys in a concert that shows doo-wop was not his only interest. He liked pretty girls too. Please welcome our host, you guessed it, Big Sandy.
Everywhere I go, there's a pretty girl there. There's a pretty girl there. Pretty, pretty, pretty girl. Everywhere I go, there's a pretty girl there. There's a pretty girl there. Pretty, pretty, pretty girl. The pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty girl. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Yeah. Well, if I make it to the beach, there's a pretty girl there. There's a pretty girl there. Pretty, pretty, pretty girl. You know they knock me off my feet. Pretty girl. Those pretty, pretty girl.
Well, thank you, Christopher. It's good to be back here for another Eclectic American Roots episode as we celebrate the roots of doo-wop. Now, first off, we're going to bring on a guy who's been working on the local scene. Actually, let me correct myself. He's been working on the worldwide scene for quite some time now. I think since about 2004, doing both doo-wop and rhythm and blues in a very authentic style. Before I bring him on, though, let's take a look at Lil Mo and the Dynaflos.
Hello, baby. Ding dong, baby, doorbells ringing. Ding dong, baby, my heart singing. Ding dong, baby, doorbells ringing for you and me. Ding dong, baby, doorbells ringing. Ding dong, baby, my heart singing. Ding dong, baby, doorbells ringing for you and me.
Well, my baby left me the other day. I don't know the reason why. Well, she packed all the things and left me. I'll hang my head and cry. Well, the ding dong, baby, doorbells are ringing, and what do my eyes see? Well, the ding dong, baby, doorbells are ringing, bringing her back into me.
Ding dong, baby,
Doorbells ringing,
ding dong, baby,
my heart's singing.
ding dong, baby.
Doorbells ring for you and me. Ding dong, ding 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 dong, ding 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 dong, ding 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 dong, dong. Ding dong, ding 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 dong, ding 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 dong, ding 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 dong, dong.
Ding dong, baby,
Doorbells ringing,
ding dong, baby,
my heart's singing.
ding dong, baby.
Doorbells ring for you and me. Well, my baby left me the other day. I don't know the reason why. Well, she packed all of her things and left me. I hang my head and cry. Well, the ding dong, baby, doorbells are ringing, and what do my eyes see? Well, the ding dong, baby, doorbells are ringing, bringing her back to me.
Ding dong, baby,
Doorbells ringing,
ding dong, baby.
my heart's singing.
bells are ringing for you and me, for you and me.
Ding dong.
And there with one of their signature songs, Ding Dong Baby, Lil Mo and the Dynaflos. Friends, it's a pleasure to welcome to the show right now the man himself, Lil Mo.
Oh,
Mo, welcome to the show.
hi, Big Sandy. How are you?
I'm doing well this beautiful Sunday afternoon. You look fantastic, my friend. Not that you don't always look fantastic, but yes,
Can I tell you a
looking
secret?
good.
I wake up like this every morning. It's true. Even in quarantine, it's true.
All right. How have you been doing during this quarantine?
You know what? I've noticed that I'm still above ground, as are my livestock and my family and most of my friends.
Yeah. Oh. Well. Thanks for agreeing to do the show today. You and your band were one of the very first names that came to mind when we decided we were going to do a doo-wop episode. Now I've known you from the scene, the rock and roll rockin' scene for quite a while. And yet I've never sat down to have this conversation with you. I just wondered what initially led you to doo-wop music. I know you were into other sorts of rock and roll and rockabilly. What brought you to doo-wop?
Okay, now you've asked a question, and I'm going to open my mouth. This could take a long time. Feel free to edit. My family is a group of Ohio-based hoarders. Well, more like collectors, because they're organized collections. And whether it's tin soldiers or Confederate Civil War stamps or movie memorabilia or records, there's always been a collection in my aunt's or uncle's hand.
Okay.
And my dad had a collection of early rockabilly and a lot of doo-wop 45s. And there were duplicates that he'd give me when I was a 4-year-old. So as a 4-year-old, I had My Prayer by the Platters. I had some rockin' stuff by the Coasters, like Yakety Yak and Charlie Brown. And that sort of fun stuff that a young kid might dance around to and eventually break when leaving it on their floor around their Playtel plastic record player.
I know that story, yeah.
Somehow in around 1995 in Los Angeles, I found myself drawn back to classic music of the 40s, even earlier with the 30s, 50s, and early 60s. Going to shows at the Derby in Los Angeles, and where I learned that there was an underground and quite dangerous scene, rockabilly and doo-wop at places like Rodolfo's over on Riverside Drive. And there were things like Linda's Doll Hut down in Orange, and places like that. You could go up into Whittier and find shows like that. And I crossed over to the dark side quite quickly, from the good, clean lights of the Derby over to Rodolfo's. I heard about big shows featuring you.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, yeah. And
Well, that's where I first saw you at some of those shows. But
yeah, I've got a couple different really strong loves, but it always comes back to 4 or 5 or 6-part harmony, which is something I learned again from my family in my family's piano room when I was around 4. People who have seen me finish a live show with a song that we've both covered, had the honor of covering Richard Berry's Have Love Will Travel. And the way we do it, the Dynaflos are generally sweaty messes by the end of that hour or 2-hour show. And we've lost.
Was that the name of your first band, the Sweaty Messes?
The name of my first band was the Munchkin Punks. And the
All
Tiny.
right, apropos. Yeah.
Yes. But we were generally bouncing off the walls like spent rubber bands at the end of that set, and screaming and howling in a version that might be a combination of your version of Have Love Will Travel and the Sonics version.
Right. Yeah, it is. Well, you definitely do your own thing with it. But I tell you, Mo, in doing your own thing with it, that's gotten you a lot of attention, not only here in the local scene. You've branched out different festivals here in the States, but we've worked together overseas. You want to talk about some of the festivals you've played and how they receive doo-wop music, like maybe throughout Europe?
Oh, I'd love to, Big Sandy. It's amazing, the enthusiasm in the far east of Japan and all over Northern Europe that I've gotten to tour with you, whether it's the Rhythm Riot or the Rockabilly Rave in Southern England, or the Firebird Festival in Germany, the Scream Festival in Croatia. The Shaboom Festival has featured the Dynaflos as a band on the marquee with the classic group, the Mystics, and a Italian group, the Silvertones. So that's, 3 doo-wop groups headlining each night of a long weekend. Then there's the Bethune Retro Fest in France. Oh, mamma mia. What a great festival. We got to play around.
We did that together, man. And you destroyed the place. And that's such a great thing because it's in front of like the whole town. And people come from other provinces and other regions, but it's all in that little town square. And you guys destroyed it there. It was really something to see. I'd seen you at clubs, little clubs here in town, but to see you on that stage in that setting and the way you worked that crowd, it was really something else, man.
Oh, thank you, sir. It was an honor to be there 2 years in a row in Bethune. The second time we played, we closed on Saturday night on the main stage, and they estimated 9,000 to 10,000 people in that big city square. And that's to come see doo-wop in 2015 or 2016. Yeah.
No, I've noticed like there was a certain generation of us who got to see a lot of those original acts when they were still working, and just with the passing of time, sadly, a lot of them, I would say, even venture to say, most of them have passed on, and maybe that's affected like the interest in the music with the younger people. But it seems like there's still a vibrant, like a real passion for the music throughout Europe. Have you noticed that? And if you've seen that, I wonder, have you ever wondered about why it is?
For some reason, I believe post-World War II, the interest in revival of those countries that had been damaged by the war was brought by the mechanized baby boom era of the soldiers that were stationed over there from America and Canada and the UK. And they brought over their music and their style of cars and their style of dress wear, whether it was in military uniform or definitely off base, casual clothing. That sort of stuff was hoarded because it was rare at the time over there, and I think is still lauded and treasured to this day. When we went over to Spain in 2010 for our first European tour, Lil Mo and the Dynaflos, we had the honor of working with a local group called the Velvet Candles, who were strong out of Barcelona, or if I could say Barcelona. And also the Bobettes from America, the great female trio.
Such a great act. Yeah.
Oh my God. And I think they might still be going strong. And we had a doo-wop jam session in the basement on the last morning with all of us and a crowd of about 100 people in a downstairs basement pool hall, just singing and howling a cappella.
Wow.
All of us were crusty and hungover and hurting, but man, it was such a great thing to see people enthusiastic for the first generation Bobettes and the second generation of the Velvet Candles.
Well, I can visualize that. I get chills hearing you talk about that. But let's go beyond visualize. I mean, let's actually visualize. Let's take a look at a video right now.
Thanks, Robert. That sounds like a plan. This is the second video that we got to do with Chris McGee and Bop Flicks videos out of the UK. But we shot this with some vintage archival footage and a few clever editing tricks at Viva Las Vegas 2 years ago. This is our song. Well, I should say our version of another classic, Viva Las Vegas.
Roll the tape.
Roll it!
Bright light city gonna set my soul, set my soul on fire. Got a whole lot of money that's ready to burn. Let's set those stakes up higher. Bright light city gonna set my soul on fire. Got a whole lot of money that's ready to burn. So get those stakes up higher. There's 1,000 pretty women waiting out there. Las Vegas. Viva, viva, Las Vegas. Oh, how I wish that there were more than 24 hours in a day. 'Cause even if there were 40 more, I couldn't sleep a minute away. 'Cause there's blackjack and poker and roulette wheel. I'll put you on a horse in every deal. You need a strong heart and nerves of skill. Oh, viva, viva, Las Vegas. Viva, viva, Las Vegas.
Well, there were all the guys in action. Viva Las Vegas. All right. And, you know, Mo, I know one of your dear friends who was instrumental in putting this band together and who, you know, helps you with the arrangements of the song and just how things fall in place. Why don't you introduce him right now and we'll bring him on.
Who? I wonder. Oh, wait, I know. Yes, he's known by many names. He's the ninja of nostalgia. He's the doctor. He's the doctor of doo-wop. He's the Fu Manchu of funk, ladies and gentlemen. My partner in the original lineup of the Dynaflos, Mr. Cliff Quan.
Oh, hi Cliff, how are you doing, man? Thanks for stopping in here. I love how you're flanked by those two tikis there. That's cool, man.
Yeah, we're in my wife's salon, and she's got it kind of tiki inspired. So, yeah, great.
So I tell you, just looking at that video, and from the many times that I've seen you guys perform, I kind of have wondered how it's all put together. I know Mo has a passion for the music, but do you help with the actual structure of your arrangements for the songs at all?
Yeah, when we got into this thing, you know, we didn't have any general ideas of where we wanted to go, but we did know that we didn't want to just be like an oldies band. So what we did was, you know, we got some rockin' guitars and rockin' sax. And as far as arrangements, you know, I help with all the arrangements since Mo and I write most of the songs. And, you know, we just tried to put in our other influences into this project, you know, like punk and hard rock and, you know, just other things. So
now, if you could pick out any, like, I know it's tough to pick out any one, but maybe a couple of your influences that maybe you feel like you're channeling what you do, like into your music. What's this? Who sang our songs? Hey, it's Cliff's turn, my friend. Yeah, maybe a couple of your influences that you filter through the way you play guitar and what you bring to the group as a whole.
So like I mentioned before, you know, we have a lot of outside influences. So we definitely bring those into the group. And a lot of that is a little bit more rockin'. So that's why we gravitate towards the more rockin' doo-wop, like the Cadets, like the Cadillacs, like Mo had mentioned. Those are just a few that come to the top of my head. But yeah, we also found out that, you know, our voices blend or don't blend better on that kind of music than kind of like the soft, quiet doo-wop stuff.
Well, Cliff and Mo, what I like is that you guys do deliver the rock and show, upbeat and a lot to take in visually, and there's just like a general excitement to it. But also when it does break down, you can do those harmonies, and that's sort of, and when you set it up that way, that almost becomes like the secret weapon, you know, because you've seen all this like boom, 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 and then whoa, is that by design? Is that, and who thought of that?
I mean, I think our secret weapon is Mo. I mean, he, you know, him as a personality and as a front man, you know, you can't beat what he brings to the table as far as performance-wise. And, you know, with his humor, as you can tell, he's our secret weapon.
The places we've recorded and rehearsed, Lord. The garden sheds we've ended up putting full albums together in.
Okay, well, I don't know if you're in a garden shed in this next video or not, but maybe if you could tell us what we're going to take a look at now, that we'll have a look.
So here is a song where we actually do quiet harmonies, and it's a cappella. It was done during a gig when we were having a break downstairs in a room where there was great harmony. So we decided to take advantage of it. And here we go with Closer to the Aisle.
First of all, boy and a girl meet each other. Then they sit down to talk for a while. In your heart, you will honor for a lover. While each step draws you closer to the aisle. You may start with a simple conversation. My darling, please put me on trial. She says yes, and your heart starts beating. While each step draws you closer to the aisle.
You see, I told you they could do those beautiful vocal harmonies there. Lil Mo and the Dynaflos, Closer to the Aisle. Now, Cliff, I know you have a busy schedule. We're lucky to have you here for this little bit of time, and I know you got to get on with the rest of your day. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really enjoyed talking to you, my friend.
Yeah, thanks, Big Sandy, for having me. It was a pleasure, and I hope to see everyone soon.
Well, he's a sweet guy, isn't he? Isn't he, Mo?
Yeah, a dedicated writer of good original songs.
Yeah. Can you mention a couple of titles of the songs that he's written? So we didn't want to embarrass him while he was on the screen, but yeah, mention some of the originals.
Well, I think he wrote Come Go With Me in 1947. This is the story of our romance, and there's just too many. There's at least 4 tracks on every one of our albums, except maybe
that's awesome. And I think just with the best of your songs has that certain element that where they could blend in on a playlist with some of the classics. I know you were joking with, would fit in on any playlist with some of the original music. So that goes so much to your guys' credit. You mentioned the Bobettes earlier. What other original acts that like 50s or early 60s acts have you had a chance to work with and maybe say hello to and meet?
Wow. I mean, we've been lucky enough to have people in America that Europe never got a chance to see in some cases, and Asia, well, gosh. But I remember going to shows in Green Bay, which would feature you, or in Los Angeles after Viva Las Vegas, or in Las Vegas itself, where we got to sing and interact with people like Herbie Cox, who we just lost, and a few months ago, I think, and Bobby Lewis, Tossin' and Turnin', and Ruth Brown. Oh my God, what a powerhouse singer! And here at Los Angeles, we've been able to play at least twice with Norm Fox of Norm Fox and the Rob Roys.
The Rob Roys.
Yeah, man.
Always loved that band name. Yeah, Norm Fox and the Rob Roys. Yeah.
Great band, great guy. And there was Dave from the Diamonds we got to sing with. We got to play with them here locally at a place called Crazy JAXX. And or with him.
Yeah.
It's been wonderful to get to hear some of their tales and see how they work still and see how impressed they are with the sizes of the crowds that still show up to see them.
It's really cool when you see the looks on their faces when they, they're playing the music that, that means a lot to them from their past. They're thinking maybe people are, they don't care about this music anymore. Then they see this young crowd so enthusiastic and cheering them on. It's really something to see. A certain magic happens when you see that look in their eyes. I know you agree with me on that.
Amen, brother. And I think everyone that I mentioned is in the Doo Wop Hall of Fame. Shout out to the Doo Wop Hall of Fame, keeping the music alive here in America, at least.
Yeah, as time passes, I think it's more and more important that we do bring recognition, like we're doing with this show, to some of those originals, but then also show how it's still a vibrant music and there's still younger people carrying on their tradition. I wanted to ask you earlier, Mo, when you and Cliff were putting the band together, was there like maybe one certain act that stood out in your mind as like a model to put together your group?
I would say Big Sandy with the Lonely Blue Boys. Oh,
You don't have to say that.
Oh, you mean of the originals? Of the
The originals.
Oh, okay. So let's see. Yes, there were the Cadillacs, baby.
Oh man.
And then there's up-tempo groups like the Treniers and the Coasters, guys that really hit it hard. I mean, we love beautiful 5 and 4-part harmony. Like I mentioned earlier, the Blue Notes and some of the church-based groups that came out into secular music, like the Golden Gate Trio and the Swanee River Singers and let me see. Well, the early guys like the Mills Brothers and the Ink Spots and the Cats and the Fiddle. Gosh, but really the up-tempo rockers like the Cadillacs for sure and the Coasters.
Well, that makes sense because even within doo-wop as a whole, in the bigger sense for the doo-wop as a genre, there are it's subdivided into different categories, and that some of the ones you're mentioning are the ones that had the stage show, the all the moves and the acrobatics, and you definitely fall into that category there. Go ahead.
If you dive deep enough, you'll find so many different subcategories of doo-wop. Whether they call it East Coast gang doo-wop, street style white stuff on the East Coast, or Southern California. There's great doo-wop out of Western Pennsylvania, for God's sakes.
Yeah, and I noticed you have if you don't mind me mentioning, it's hard not to notice you have all these fantastic posters behind you there.
Yes. Do you like what you see? That's a Fats Domino featuring original Shake, Rattle, and Roll.
I certainly do, man. Yeah. Is that one of your hobbies, collecting posters there? Or?
Well, in this,
those are original. I take it those are originals, right?
These are all original insert and one-sheet film posters. Yes, I did mention my family is a group of hoarders. I fall into record albums and vintage clothing and hot rods, and as a way of living and a love of the art, vintage film posters. I sell them on eBay now to keep me in top ramen. Gotta pay the bills, boss.
Well, I tell you, I think you've put together something that you can be really proud of, drawing, from these older forms of music and making it very much your own thing.
We're not alone. There's other modern acts out there, but mostly in Europe and Asia. I would love to shout out in Tokyo the Oshirels, fantastic 3-piece girl group backed by like an 8-piece band. They're phenomenal. There's groups like I think I mentioned the Velvet Candles in Barcelona, and there's the Firebirds out of Germany, and I think the Jets and the Roommates out of England are still hanging together and playing. Lots of good guys out there. Oh, and just as a way of saying, early American influences of your generation, besides you and the Lonely Blue Boys, Big Sandy, were people like the fabulous Extraordinaires.
Yeah, the Extraordinaires were really great. Yeah, we're going to show We're going to show a clip or two of theirs on this show.
And the fabulous Harmonaires out of Texas.
Well, I tell you, before we wrap it up, I think it would be nice to take a little pause and watch another video of yours. Do you have something lined up we could watch right now, Mo?
Oh, I have a special little treat for everyone who's actually been listening to every word that I say.
Well, I certainly have it. Go on.
Well, let me enunciate clearly then here. This is from the original Brendan's Pub at the Orleans, at Viva Las Vegas, at the Orleans Casino, late night after midnight, closing our set with, you guessed it, Have Love, Will Travel.
Live from Viva Las Vegas with one of our favorites, Have Love Will Travel. Little Mo and the Dynaflos. Mo, it's been great to have you on today. Before we cut to our next segment here, anything else you'd like to say?
Thank you, Big Sandy. I've been such a fan of your work and your influence since I first saw you open up for the Cramps in Hollywood many, many moons ago. And you were nice enough to talk to me that night and point me in the direction of good classic rockabilly and doo-wop shows in the neighborhood. I'd like to just ask you a question or two, if I might.
Oh, okay.
Well, I
Shoot.
see you putting out all the good questions to people month after month here, and I figure it's time someone asks you, what are your doo-wop influences? Whatever style it is that really hit you and made you want to start your first band.
Well, I was digging doo-wop before I ever got, the rockabilly group together, the earlier bands that led up to Big Sandy and the Fly-Right Trio, then the Fly-Right Boys. But I kind of revered the music too much. Like, I held it in such high regard. I thought, I could never attempt to pull off anything like that on my own. So it wasn't until later that I actually, attempted to put together a doo-wop, an R&B related album, like in the mid '90s.
Right.
But since I was a kid, I was fascinated by all the doo-wop music that came out of Los Angeles.
Right.
And the Doo-Tone label was my favorite label. So I have a special place in my heart for a lot of records that came out on that label. Just knowing that they were from my area just gave me a certain sense of pride. And so that was probably the biggest influence. Not any one group, but that label in particular.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was with High Tone Records, I got a chance to work with the Doo-Tone artists, the Calvains, and they backed me up on half of my Dedicated to You LP. Fantastic vocal harmony group. Just classy, cool guys, man. They made some great records. They all had very interesting lives after their career in the music world, like Bobby Adams, one of the vocalists. He later worked for the LA PD, and then ended up becoming a bodyguard for Michael Jackson. But each one of those guys have a fascinating story on their own. So it's cool to look into that. So it goes beyond the music, and that just pulls you in even deeper to the music to know all the stories connected with that. And then working with Dewey Terry from Don and Dewey,
nice.
That album. But that was one of the highlights of my career, really. So thanks for opening the door for me to mention that.
You and your music that I first saw live in Hollywood and other places are instrumental in my education. So I thank you.
All right. I see he wants to be on another one of these shows. Okay. So I appreciate that, Mo.
I have a band or two, so,
Well, I just want to say, before we move along here, just thanks so much for taking the time out of your day. I wish you all the best. You're a class act all the way. All the guys you work with, they're just top-notch individuals. And I know other promoters know when they hire you guys, you're just going to get the best. So we're lucky to have you here today. And thank you for being part of the show. And pass that on to Cliff, too, when you talk to him.
Whether it's in lockdown or live on stage, it's an honor to work with you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, Morris Everett III, Little Mo.
Goodbye.
Thanks, buddy.
Hey, everybody. Hey, the Roots of Doo Wop on Eclectic American Roots is another labor of love from StellarJAX. We love working with our host, Big Sandy, and he certainly knows his material, and we love sharing it with you. We hope you'll share it with your friends, too. Won't you please donate to the cause? One of the reasons we do this show is to support our artists. We distribute all your donations to all the artists on the show, and we have a lot of good stuff coming up, like Vicky Tafoya and Ken Abruzzi, and a lot more Big Sandy and a lot more doo-wop. So please be generous. These shows take a lot of the artist's time. They're not getting any gigs these days. Enough said about that. Let's get back to the music.
Oh, I wonder,
book of love. Tell me, do what you want to love. Well, I got to know you and love. Baby, 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 I love you, yes I do. And I got to give this book of love. By and through.
I wonder.
Book of love.
Chapter 1 says to love her, you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, you tell her, you never gonna part. In chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In chapter 4, you break up, but you give her just one more chance. Oh, I wonder who wrote the book of love.
Each time we have a war, it almost breaks my heart. Cause I'm so afraid that we will have to part. Each night I have why must I be a teenager in love?
The Book of Love, Teenager in Love. You know, when I was a kid growing up, listening to oldies radio and playing records in my room, I couldn't wait to be a teenager. And songs like that conjured up images in my young mind of sort of a dream world that I longed to live in. Well, today, for a couple of hours, we are going to visit that dream world. So come with me. We're going to listen to some doo-wop music. Let's start right here with a group from Washington, D.C., who came together while in high school in 1946. They synthesized the earlier vocal group harmony traditions with the newly rising rhythm and blues sounds. But they really hit their stride in the 50s on the Atlantic record label. They had hit after hit. Here are the Clovers.
Little mama, I took your loving, but it wasn't true to you. Little mama, I took your loving, but it wasn't true to you. Now you're leaving, little mama, I can't blame you if you do. Little mama, I lied.
Yes, I lied.
Lied all along.
All along.
Little mama, I lied.
Well, I lied.
Lied all along.
All along.
Laid around, little mama.
Little
Yes, and I
mama.
did you mighty wrong.
Mighty wrong.
Little mama, I told your good friend, told your sister Mary too. Little mama, I told your good friend, told your sister Mary too. That all I ever wanted was to get your gold from you. Little mama, I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry.
Sorry to my heart.
To my heart.
Little mama, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sorry.
To my heart.
To my heart.
Had the best intentions.
Yes,
Baby, right
intentions.
from the start.
From the start.
I'm gonna miss you when you put me on the shelf. I'm gonna miss you when you put me on the shelf. Ain't nothing I can tell you you didn't find out yourself. Little mama, I love you.
Where I do.
Little mama, I love you.
Must be true.
Little mama, I love you.
Please don't go.
Little mama, I miss you.
Please don't.
Little mama, I don't want nobody but you.
For the big hit recordings around the country right now is a song called The Great Pretender. And we have with us tonight the group that made the song the hit it is. And here they are now, the Platters.
Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender. Pretending that I'm doing well. My need is such, I pretend too much. I'm lonely
I played the game, but to my real shame, you've left me all alone. Real is this feeling that makes me real when I feel what my heart can't conceal. Oh, yes, I'm the great pretender, just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be, but I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown, pretending that you're still around. I'm the great pretender, just laughing and gay like a clown. I seem to be what I'm not. You see, I'm wearing my heart like a crown, pretending that you're still around. Still around.
From Los Angeles, California, one of the truly classic groups of the genre, the Platters. The Platters started out on the Federal label, and then after a couple of lineup changes, they went on to have some of the biggest hits of the 50s, led by Tony Williams, who you heard right there. When I was a teenager, I was so fortunate I had a chance to see the Platters at the Anaheim Convention Center, and hearing that man's voice, the guy right there, Tony Williams, hearing that voice fill the hall was one of the thrills of my young lifetime. The Platters. And now, let's check out a couple of scenes from an obscure British film called Sweet Beat, which was later released here in the United States under the name The Amorous Sex, with added scenes of strippers and one topless scene. No such thing here, unfortunately. But better yet, we have, right now, the Mellow Kings and the Five Satins.
I think you'll like this place, Bonnie. The food and wine are excellent. And as for the show, you'll see for yourself.
Show
Ho, this is Jock, and I'm back on the scene with the record machine saying goop pop doo. How do you do? And Daddy, oh Mom, you have a big treat for you right now. I'd like to introduce E to the odds, Lloyd Lyman and the Teen Cards with a terrific one entitled Your Last Chance. And here it is.
That was Louis Lyman and the Teen Chords with Your Last Chance. Louis started recording when he was only 12 years old, following in the footsteps of his big brother, Frankie Lyman. Okay, when I come back, I have some really rare footage that I'm really excited to share. So I'll see you in a bit. All right, friends, I hope you're enjoying the show so far this afternoon as much as I am. Whether or not you have an appreciation and passion for doo-wop, I hope you do now, or at least after watching this show. This next guy, talk about passion for the music. He's a DJ on a few different platforms, and I think he's one of the most important guys on the scene now, carrying the music forward. I'd like you to join me in welcoming to the show Mr. Ken Abruzzi. Welcome, Ken.
Hey, Big Sandy. Always a pleasure to be here with you, and a pleasure to do this show talking about doo-wop.
Yeah, man. And just to give people a little bit of context, I know where you're at, but where are you coming to us from right now? What part of the country?
I am coming to you from Linden, New Jersey, in what I like to call the Alan Freed Memorial Studios.
Okay, all right. I like that a lot. Well, Alan Freed played a gigantic role in promoting this music, which, it's funny you should mention that. To me, you're like the modern day Alan Freed. There are other people, a lot of people during the lockdown have taken to DJing and sharing their records through live streaming. You've been doing that, but you don't just stand there and play your records. You bring passion, and you'll talk over the records, and we'll show some clips of you in action doing that.
Back on the scene with the record machine. I met a little girl with eyes of blue. Hey, ooh, Papa Doo. how do you do?
Just say,
My God, how much do we love the flamingos? The magic word is Gloria.
But you just get into it, yeah. And I think that passion is carrying over to a lot of people. And is that just your natural response to the music? Do you try to make a point to put that passion into it?
That's just my natural response, and to add ambience, I bring a telephone book by me. I'm pounding just like Freed did. I keep the mic on the whole time. And just, what's happening is what's happening.
Now it seems like you're really going for that old school feel. Like there's always that effect, like an echo on your voice. How do you get that effect?
The echo is I have my microphone running into a guitar effect. That's an echo effect.
So just like a little effects box,
and then that's going right into the mixer.
Yeah, man. You know, Ken.
I step on it to turn it on.
That's so cool. And I know so many of my friends, it's almost like during the course of this, the pandemic lockdown, it's sort of spread by word of mouth. Hey, have you seen this Ken guy? Because you're kind of manic how you get into the records, but really it's taken off, and that's led you from doing not only your your live streams here on Facebook, but also now you're a new DJ on Tom Ingram from Viva Las Vegas, Tom Ingram's new radio station. Can you tell us about that station and about your new program on that station?
Well, I'm on Tom Ingram station, rocking 24/7 radio, which is a new internet station that came up, and it's growing leaps and bounds. And a lot of other stations, approaching me. Do you want to do a show here? Do you want to do a show there? I'm like, It was like nothing really excited me. Then when Tom approached me, I go, I know everything Tom touches is like fantastic. It reaches everyone. I said, yeah, Tom, let's do it. So he gave me a spot there, and we do the Big Beat Show.
Well, congratulations on that new show, and I know you have a ton of new listeners, and that's
thank you.
As soon as you joined that was instantly one of the most popular programs that he had on the station. So congratulations on that.
Yeah.
Now we've known each other as friends to the music scene in general for a long time, but you were going out to shows before I had a chance to, like in the 70s. Can you tell us about some of the doo-wop acts you saw back then, and some of the events that were happening out there on the East Coast where there's such a mad passion for doo-wop? Can you talk maybe a little bit about that?
Oh, absolutely. Back in the 70s, I used to work in a record store. I lived in New York at the time, but I go to New Jersey to work in this record store called Clifton Music with Ronnie I. His real name is Ronnie Italiano. And he started this organization called United in Group Harmony organization, where he would find these old groups that were still around, because in the 70s, these guys were in their 30s and 40s. They were still young. And we'd bring them out to do shows. We'd get like a name act, like Earl Lewis and the Channels, or the Cadillacs, or Arlene Smith and the Chantels. And then we get a whole bunch of a cappella groups to fill out the bill. It was a great time. And we do that once a month.
Well, that must have been something
else. It was a lot of fun. Little things. And then there was things like Ronnie would ask me, hey, Ken, can you do me a favor? What's that? Drive down to Port Authority, pick up Rudy West from the Five Keys. I'm like, yeah, give me the keys.
Oh, wow. Wow, that's heavy.
Yeah,
see,
things like
here on the West Coast, I know there were things going on. For me as a kid, I wasn't able to go to any of the doo-wop shows until the 80s, where the Doo-Wop Society was getting to some of those artists. But even by then, there was even that much less of those artists still working. And by now so many of them gone. There's a video that you posted recently that I'm just fascinated by, and we'll show it in just a little bit here. But I wonder if you could tell. This just surfaced, and it just amazes me how the internet keeps on giving. These things pop up on YouTube after so many years. You think we've discovered it all, but I tell you, there's still stuff to be discovered. I think you know which video I'm talking about. And can you tell me a little bit about?
I know which one. Okay, well, this was a program in California. The group was from California. I think Los Angeles. I can't be for sure. And what happened? the group was a street gang, and the social workers at that time used to help street gangs out to try and get them to channel their energies in a more positive way. And he got the street gang a vocal group, and ironically, he called them the Juveniles. And I guess the social worker knew somebody at a record label called Mode Records out in California, which is primarily a jazz record label.
I was going to say, that's like a jazz label, right?
Rock and roll record I know on the label. And they put a record out called Beat in My Heart by the Juveniles. And I'll show you a copy of the original record here.
Okay, now I know there's been some bootleg copies of that, but that looks a little different than some of the other the label's different. Like an original copy looks different.
The original, you can tell it has the white circle around the label. That's how you can tell the original on that.
And you just is that something you picked up recently, or you had that for a while?
I just found that last week on Discogs. I couldn't believe it. And
Okay.
I jumped on it.
Well, that's a score,
And
man.
now the funny thing is, someone texted. I sent a picture of that to someone today, and they told me they've seen it with a picture sleeve, which is even rarer. I've never seen.
Oh, there's
picture
a sleeve for it. Wow. Well, amazing. You have the record. Your friend has the sleeve. Now we're going to watch the video. Very rare video, I might add.
Cool.
Here are the Juveniles. What's the song again?
Beat in My Heart.
Boom, boom, boom.
There's a beat in my heart for you. Beat in my heart that you. And that beat is well, there's a lump in my throat when I fall. A lump in my throat when I walk. And that beat is oh no, I can't deny that guy on my mind. I can't forget
That she loved him, yeah.
there's a beat in my heart for you. Beat in my heart that you. And that beat, and that beat is you.
Oh, isn't that something else? A very rare clip there. The Juveniles there.
You just heard on the Mode record label, the Juveniles, Beat in My Heart.
Now, I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, Ken. I don't really, I'm not crazy about when people ask me, well, okay, what is your all-time favorite anything? But if you had to, I'm not talking about Desert Island Disc or anything like that, but to you, what is your all-time favorite doo-wop record?
That's something that could change by the hour. But I would say one that I always go back to, that I absolutely love, up-tempo song from Brooklyn, New York, the 5 discs, Never Let Go.
Oh, man. Great choice, I got to say. And I understand what you mean when you say you could ask you on any given day and the answer would change.
Oh, yeah, it would change. It'll change in 2 hours from now. It'll probably be different.
Okay, well, we'll check back with you in 2 hours. Well, although you probably have a show, we can't do that. But hey, but Ken, you mentioned Brooklyn. What in the world was going on there that all these youngsters just started getting to the music? They started, meeting up on the street corners and, or finding a hallway to sing it. What? I mean, what do you? How did that explode there? It was really a thing. What's your take on that?
It just seems every borough had their own set of vocal groups, and they were trying to compete with each other. The competition was very high back in the day. And funny story I heard, when Earl Lewis and the Channels went to the studio to record The Closer You Are, they walked in as the Continentals, who did Dear Lord, were finishing their set. And they hear them doing Dear Lord, and they look at each other like, we compete with that. We got up the game. Listen how great those guys sound. And that's the way it was for a lot of these groups. They saw what the competition was, keep upping it a step.
Well, hearing
to
you
get to
say
that level.
Hearing you say that brings to mind all the music. Although the music is different, it's the same sort of thing. Like within like the rap music, how there is that competitiveness. There's also the East Coast West Coast thing. Do you see any correlation with that whole thing?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's always competition between the groups, and East Coast sound as opposed to West Coast sound is can be very different. I the East Coast groups were a little bit more aggressive in their style, while like a group like the Channels or the Cadillacs or the Charts, a West Coast group, sometimes they sound a little bit more laid back to me, like say like the Penguins or Don Julian, the Meadowlarks.
Don Julian is the epitome, right? With his almost lazy vocal, right?
I love it.
But sexy,
Yeah.
Now, so I want everybody who's listening and watching it right now to be able to catch you, doing your thing. Can you tell the viewers right now when your shows are on and where they can find those shows?
Okay, the shows on Facebook are on. I'm just gonna give you New York time right now, so
okay.
Do the math. It's like 5 hours more in London, minus 3 hours for California. But Facebook, Wednesday afternoons, the After School Rock. That's on at 3:30 in the afternoon, New York time. Okay, Friday, which we're recording this on Friday nights, 9 p.m. to midnight, I do the Moondog Rock and Roll Party. And then on Rockin' 24/7 Radio, the Big Beat is heard on Wednesday nights, New York time at 9 p.m., which translates like 2 a.m., so it's actually Thursday morning in London. Also on Sunday, New York time at 2 p.m. Let's see if I got this right in my memory. Monday, New York time, 6 a.m., and Tuesday, New York time at 12 noon. See, that's another thing I do that a lot of DJs don't do. Rockin' 24/7 show and the Facebook shows are totally spontaneous. I don't go in with the playlist. I go with the flow.
When you do your shows, there's a certain energy that comes through, and that's the secret right there. I tell you, we watched that video earlier of the juveniles. Maybe we could watch another juvenile connected video. You want to introduce this clip here?
Little Frankie Lyman, 13 years old, his vocal with the teenagers on George Goldner's G record label. And I'm not a juvenile delinquent. That's from the motion picture Rock, Rock, Rock.
Roll the tape.
I'm not a juvenile delinquent.
I'm not a juvenile delinquent. Boom, boom. Great choice there, Ken. Don't we love Frankie Lyman?
Frankie Lyman was incredible. He was very fortunate that he was singing under Richard Barrett from the Valentine's Window. Richard Barrett brought him to George Goldner, who in my opinion was a musical genius when it came to finding vocal groups and releasing sounds. And it's funny, 1956, a friend of mine looked up George Goldner, why he was so good at it. He had the ears of a 13-year-old girl.
Oh, okay.
Meaning he knew what they would buy.
I tell you what, it just blows my mind, your knowledge here. You talk about George Goldner and how Frankie Lyman was discovered. You must have spent a lifetime not only doing research on records, but collecting them yourself. So, how did you get into record collecting? Maybe we can show us some of your records real quick.
I started when I was like 14 years old, going to different record shops. Back then, there was a lot of them in the city, out here in Jersey and Manhattan, and I would go by and pick up what I liked, which was mostly doo wop stuff. Which and you heard it on the radio back then too. DJs like Gus Gossett in New York, who played this stuff, tremendous stuff, and show you a couple here that will probably get airplay tonight or on the Rockin' 24/7 show. That's the Spaniels. Play It Cool on VJ, which is a great record. They talk about talk about smoking and drinking in it, but great record.
Oh my! Talk about juvenile delinquents, yeah. Yeah, show us some more there, buddy.
Right into the mode there. And finally, here's one I just pulled out because Vicky Tafoya just requested this on the next show. The Volumes, I Love You, which was featured in the movie The Wanderers.
All right, yeah. And what a great flick that is, right? I mean, that's a classic, man.
Love The Wanderers. That's in my top 10 movies there.
And that's
true backstory about the Wanderers. The Fordham Baldies was an actual gang, but they did not shave their heads. And Dion was a member.
Oh, I didn't know that detail, man. Hey,
Dion was a member.
Man, too bad you couldn't have brought your buddy Dion over to be on the show with us here today, man.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, he's still so active. He just put out. I think today I saw yet another new clip he put out. So he's one of the examples of one of the legends who are still making music. There's a lot of young groups, youngish groups that are still moving the music forward. You mentioned Vicky. It'd be nice if we could get her on the show. Are there any other current acts? You're being a DJ. I know you don't only play vintage music. You play some of the current groups. Or any doo-wop related groups of note that we should know about?
Well, the Roommates in England. I don't know if they're still active. The Extraordinaires in England, fantastic. Vicky Tafoya, of course. Lil Mo and the Dynaflos out in California. And even here in Jersey, we have what's known as the Bad Boys a cappella group called Choice, who are pretty good. Worth checking out.
I'm going to have to look them up. Choice. They're in New Jersey based, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh, man. Well, I tell you, I like a lot of other people, like all your faithful followers on the internet, appreciate your passion and knowledge for doo-wop music. And I tell you what, man, to me, having you online is such a blessing. It's been one of the things that has helped carry a lot of us through these difficult times. So I thank you, Ken. Thanks for being on the show. We're going to take you out with one last video. Is there one clip that you might want to pick to take you out on?
Yes. Okay. Now we're going to go to one that a lot of people may not know, but it's a real collector's on the record itself. Is on the Blues Boy King record label, which was owned by B.B. King. and the group is from Dallas, Texas, in the movie called Rocket Baby Rocket, and they recorded under many names. They were the Five Stars. They were also the Five Masks on Jan. But here they are doing their Blues Boy Kingdom recording, Juanita.
Let's take a look. Thank you, man.
Come to your window. I've come here to see you. That's what I'm doing. You are my truly fair. You are my truly fair. We will marry in the village and have a hacienda there.
Marry me. Will you marry me? Oh, we're gonna rock and roll and raise a family. Hey, Juanita. Will you marry me? Oh, Juanita. Will you marry me? Oh, we're gonna rock and roll and raise a family. See, I will marry you. See, I will marry you. We will marry in the village and raise a child
Hey, folks, just a quick break from the doo-wop here to remind you that the very important election is happening right now. It's already underway, and it runs through November 3rd. So get your ballots in early, regardless of what party you're for. It really matters. Thank you. Quarantine while, we have some great live shows coming up at Campus JAX this year. Alice Wallace on November 21, Albert Lee on December 5, Deke Dickerson November 28, and an undisclosed date, we have the Delta Bombers coming back to Campus JAX for another appearance. It's going to be awesome. Just go to our main website, stellarshows.net, and you'll see dozens of live shows coming up at Campus JAX, which are also streamed live around the world as they happen. Hope some of you saw the Hawthorns last night. They put on an amazing show. You can still see it on our YouTube channel, StellarJAX. So every show benefits our musicians, and they really need your help right now with all these gigs that they're not taking part in anymore. So please, if it helps, open a new browser and go to StellarJAX.com. Please be generous, like the musicians are generous with their talents. Now back to the show. We've still got Vicky Tafoya to go.
And now, some very rare doo-wop footage. This just surfaced a few short weeks ago. Not many have seen it yet. the name of this group and of any of the members of the group, Lost to Time. I have a feeling that maybe over the next few weeks, some more details will emerge. But for now, an Eclectic American Roots exclusive. I do know that these guys were most likely students of Paxson High School in Jacksonville, Florida. Let's just sit back and take a look now. Enjoy it.
Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love? Tell me, oh, who wrote the book of love? I want to know the answer. Was it someone from above? Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love? I love you, darling, baby, you know I do. But I've got to see this book of love to find out why it's true. Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love? Chapter 1 says you love her with all your heart. Chapter 2, you tell her you never ever going to part. In Chapter 3, remember the meaning of romance. In Chapter 4, you break up, but you give it just one more chance. Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love? Tell me, oh, who wrote the book of love? I want to know the answer. Was it someone from above? Well, I wonder, Ooby-Doo, who wrote the book of love?
All right, some more rare footage, but this time we're going to go to a real rock and roll show. 1955, Brooklyn. Line for blocks to get in. Hold on there, son. It's a big day in Brooklyn. See? Oh, they're having a ball. And there are the Cadillacs on stage at the Brooklyn Paramount. Look at that. He's losing it. And she's feeling it. The slick moves. Beautiful vocals. Cadillacs. Talk about feeling it. The cops are going to go regroup and decide what they're going to do here. I don't think this was one of the nights that Alan Freed got arrested, but I do think he got a stern talking to. Oh, to have been there. But now we are there, at least for today, for a couple of hours. The Cadillacs. Let's check out some more Cadillacs with some more rare footage, this time in Dorchester, Massachusetts. The Cadillacs. They started out as the Carnations in 1953 in Harlem, New York. But here they are in Dorchester, Massachusetts, with a TV crew set up to film a documentary on juvenile delinquency. And unfortunately, in this segment, the way they have the mic set up is it's right in front of Earl, Charles, and JR there. You can hear their backup vocals nice and clear, but you can't hear Earl Speedo Carroll's vocals too well. But look at those moves. But one can watch this and wish that it was better quality, that the sound was all together. But I think we're lucky to have it at all. Amazing that it still exists. And quite a thing that things like this still turn up. After all these years. With the synchronized moves. And as a matter of fact, they're stealing my moves. Hey guys. You notice a heavy police presence there. Etta James was also on the bill that night at the Armory. Well, there's a cop telling her to get out of the way. All right, the Cadillacs. And from the same show, we have the Moon Glows, Cleveland, Ohio. This time with some sound dubbed in. Great footage. And I think I'll just let the rest of this footage speak for itself. Let's sit back and enjoy the Moon Glows. They've seen enough. The Moon Glows. Oh, man. I hope you've enjoyed that little peek into the past. I have. It's all part of American history. Doo-wop, rock and roll, and you. And now, friends, it's time for requests and dedications. Requests and dedications. He's just in. All right. La Shy Girl in Wilmington wants to dedicate Darling Baby, while the Elgins to Spider. Giggles in Montebello sends Maybe by the Chantels to Little Joker. He just came in. And Snoopy in Santa Ana wants to dedicate this song to Mr. Cisco as soon as he gets out. Here is Get a Job by the Silhouettes. Dip, 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 boom, 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 boom. All right, moving along. This next dedication goes out to Baby Ruth from Little Robbie. I Only Have Eyes for You by the Flamingos.
My love must be a kind of blind love. I can't see anyone but you. Dum-dum-dum. 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 Are the stars out tonight? I don't know if it's cloudy or bright. I only have the moon may be high, but I can't see a thing in the sky. I only have eyes you are here, and so am I. Maybe millions of people go by, but they all disappear from view. And I only have eyes for you.
The Flamingos. I Only Have Eyes for You. I'll be right back with more Doo Wop Gold.
If he brings you happiness, then I wish you all the best. It's your happiness that matters most of all. Wasted days and wasted nights that I have left for you behind. I can't remember when I didn't love you. There was a time I thought you felt the same. Holy One, you'll never know how much I love you so. And I'll be there before the next teardrop falls.
All right, friends, now moving along in our doo-wop extravaganza, I'm going to bring on a woman whose name comes to mind immediately for me when I think of doo-wop. Her name is Vicky Tafoya, one of the greatest singers I've ever witnessed in my life. Before I bring her in, though, let's take a look at Vicky Tafoya and the Big Beat with Come In Late.
Up. I know you're messing around with your no good ways and your tired lies. The truth's come undone in your eyes. It's in your head that I'm real dumb. The truth of it is that unlike some, I'm on to you, baby, and you're just so good. You're foul and it's out, yeah, it's understood. Ooh, it's understood. Ooh, you're just so good. I cared for you, baby, both night and day. Just couldn't live your life that way. You blew out the torch that I held for you. It's all over now, baby, 'cause we're through. When you used to hold me tight, you made me feel so safe inside. Crying time has got me once again. I don't know who you are. I'm wishing on a star that we could be the way we used to be.
That was Coming Late by Vicky Tafoya and the Big Beat. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Vicky Tafoya.
Hi, good morning. Good
How you
morning,
doing,
everyone.
Vicky? How you
I'm
doing?
great. How are you?
I'm doing well. You know, we're going through kind of interesting times right now, but focusing on the music, and especially this week's episode of Doo Wop, just lifts the spirits. And I know you feel the same way about the music. Am I right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, yes. One of my favorite things ever.
Now, I know you started singing at a very early age, but was it wasn't it when you were a kid when you first started singing?
I was about 8 years old. I'm one of 12. I'm the baby. And some of the sisters, you would think, because I have 8 sisters and 3 brothers. Most of them still alive. But some of the older sisters and brothers who used to live in the house, they were all moved out by the time I grew up. So it was just me and my mom. And I lost my father when I was 1. So my mom always encouraged me to listen to music. She would take me to the thrift stores. We would find different comps. There was comps like the K- Tal, different compositions that have a lot of oldies on it. Boyfriend's Back, Frankie Lyman, a lot of doo-wop, Dion the Belmonts. And I thought, man, this is good stuff. And some of the records were left in the record player, and then, they didn't have covers. And I was like, what are these? What are these round circle things? And my mom said, those are records. So check them out. And I was like, oh, and she goes, you got to be very careful because the little needle, I didn't know about it. I actually poked my finger on it. I didn't know what it was. And then she showed me, and that's how I started learning. And also K-Earth 101. That's what was there, Carol A.
The initial passion right off the bat was for oldies and doo-wop style stuff right from the beginning.
Absolutely. Chicano family, they got the oldies galore.
Yeah, that's the sort of story you hear growing up in Southern California, and it's the same for me.
Yes.
Back in the days when we had some great, like at least 2 great radio stations and some great DJs still playing that great music. The music it seemed to me like the music was in the air.
It really was.
You're a big part of, speaking of Southern California, I first became aware of you and your magical voice through some of those early doo-wop society shows, the Southern California Doo-Wop Society. Didn't you sing on some of those early programs that they put together?
Oh, yes. I sang on quite a bit. I was the very first one in 1989 at Salvatore's. It was just a restaurant before they had a permanent place for the Doo-Wop Society. It was at Salvatore's. There was a group called West Coast. I later got with and started a band with, but they were a group called West Coast, and it was Tony Rogers. It was Big Daddy Doo-Wop. Anyways, but they asked me to sing a song, and it was So Young. And I think another one was Heart Darling Angel by the Orlons. And you know,
Oh,
do
man.
do 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 and I thought, wow, I get to do this. And I met Mr. Vernon Green and the Medallions. That was the very first show. I have all the flyers still. I'll have to post
Oh,
them up one day. The second show
maybe
was with Harvey Fuqua at the
when
Club
the moon glows.
Lingerie, Safaris. And then in 91, or right before 91, I had oh my God, I used to sing in the hallways. There was a show called the Classic New York Doo-Wop Show at the Universal Amphitheater before they changed the name. And there was the host was called Tony DeLauro. And I used to sing in the halls. I'm like, I got us to get on this show. You know, it was the Chiffons, it was the Flamingos, all kinds of everybody. And I said, oh man, they had like 3 shows. I went to 2 of them and I sang in the foyer, I guess that's what you call it. And right before the people go onto the stage, they all get their drinks and stuff. And I used to sing in the halls. And finally, a guy named Bruce said, hey, you know what? Here's my card. You got to get on the show. And I did. I have the flyer right there on the wall. It's the Flamingos, Spaniels, Capris, Calvains, Storytellers, Dixie Cups, and me. I did a tribute to Frankie Lyman and the Teenagers.
Oh, man.
I was so excited.
It kind of gives me chills to think about some of the music you've absorbed. And Vicky, this is sort of whetting my appetite to hear you sing and watch you. Let's look at another one of your videos right now.
It's one of my favorites. It's originally done by it's Who Cares About Love by the Noble Tones. And when we were back east with my other band, The Vengeance, we were staying with a friend of ours. You know him, Ken Abruzzi, Daddy Doo-Wop, Rockin' Daddy-O. We stayed at his house and we were dying tired. We had just come home from a show and he let us crash there. Lots of people back east. We love all of you. But Kenny, we had just gotten home. It was 3 a.m. and Kenny kept us up till like 6 a.m. We had an interview the next day. We were dying. But then he played this blue vinyl of the Noble Tones doing Who Cares About Love. And I covered that. I said, we're coming home and I'm covering that song. And that's another one that you have.
Who cares about love? I care about love. Who counted the stars? I count the stars. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Please come back to me. Oh, who cares about love? I care about love. Who counted the stars? I count the stars. Oh, where are you? Where are you? Please come back to me. Come back
So right there, Vicky Tafoya with Who Cares About Love. I guess maybe we can dedicate that one to Ken Abruzzi for keeping you up
Absolutely.
that night. For keeping you up that night.
Rockin' Daddy-O, Ken Abruzzi.
Yeah,
in Linden,
he's
New
on the
Jersey.
show too. He loves you, Vicky.
How wonderful.
So you've had a chance to. Well, speaking of the East Coast, I know you did a big show out there. I was on tour with the Reverend Horton Heat, and we really wanted to go see it. Can you tell us about? Do you know what show I'm talking about?
The PBS Doo-Wop Generations.
Yes. Can you talk
Yes,
about that?
That was 2018 of November. Well, I saw on Facebook that they were having a contest, and I've done so many doo-wop shows, so it's my absolute favorite thing to do. And I just want to say, while everybody's in quarantine, this is still one thing you can do with the kids at home. Show them different little vocals. My nephew, who's my drummer in both bands, he is a wonderful singer. He writes, he sings, he drums, he guitars, bass, everything. And he does vocals. You know what he said to me when growing up? He said, you know what, Thea? He goes, that kind of makes me feel wonderful in my tummy, just what I've just sang. It's just such a wonderful feeling to sing doo-wop, especially a cappella, delicious doo-wop.
You've been blessed. I mean, you've been blessed with your talent, but also I think you're blessed that little kid who wanted to know what those round things were, those records, would grow up someday to be working with and to be complimented by some of those original artists. So Vicky, and you deserve it, but I think that's a wonderful thing.
My absolute favorite. Oh my God, I love it.
Vicky, talking about things you could do at home and sing a cappella singing, is there any way at all I can get you to sing a little bit of something?
Um, sure. Let me think.
Well, you know which one is my favorite that you do.
And which one is that?
The one I cry. Oh, well, so
Which
young is
one?
so
Okay.
young.
Okay. I have a boyfriend. He says I'm his only one. We want to get married, but we're too young. So young. Can't marry no one. I love you.
Oh, thank you, Vicky. I said this to so many different people, and I really mean it. I before I ever saw you on the stage, I saw you, like I would see you at somebody's house party. You're singing in the kitchen,
Sure.
with that beautiful echo. And I've never experienced the feeling I get when I hear you sing. Like, we both grew up listening to great records, but
Absolutely.
hearing you sing in person is like, oh wow, there it is in the flesh. And there's nothing like that. And that's one of the reasons I know we miss live music so much.
Yes.
Did you lose? You probably lost a lot of shows this year when a lot of things shut down. But is there any
But we
prospects
wrote a
for
lot this year, which I love.
Okay, tell us about. Oh my good lord! And one of those things
Yes.
was released. You on Penrose Records was a subsidiary of Daptone Records. Can you tell us
Yes.
how that all happened?
Okay, well, let's see. Me and Matt and Vinny, we sell at a lot of record swap meets, and sometimes we DJ. We play a lot of oddball doo-wop. And this guy had come up and said, hey man, what are you guys playing? This is crazy. I never heard this before. And I've heard quite a bit. And that was Gabe Roth from Daptone. He had said, through a mutual friend who's also at the record swap meet, said, hey, my friend Gabe's looking for some background singers. And you guys are local. I go, oh, is it in Riverside? Okay, cool. Yeah, let's go. So me and Matt showed up to do some vocals, or at least to talk about him with some vocals. So we did, and he sat there and he goes, wait a minute. You guys are the guys from the record swap meet. And I was like, oh my God. Oh, well, hello again. So we found out that we knew each other, but not real well, like crazy, like we'd known him for years. But, oh yeah, this is the guy. I know you, Vicky. You sing, right? And I was like, yes. Hello again. So he goes, do you guys have any originals? I said, yeah. I think we sang him like 12 of them. And he goes, wait a minute. What's that number 3 one right there? That third one that you played me. What is that? And I said, oh, that's a song we wrote, me and Matt. And he was like, oh my God, we got to record that. And I think another one was another song that I wrote for the Redondos. It was called There in Your Eyes. And that one was already recorded. And I said, well, what about this one? He goes, oh, I love this one. So, and on the flip side is going to be My Vow to You. I have it right here, ready to play for you if you want to hear a little snippet. This is going to be on the flip side of Forever. So anyways, what happened was, we stood there after 7 hours of talking with Gabe. I thought it was going to be like 20-minute conversation. He goes, no. And then he gets on the piano. He goes, can you play that again for me? The magic that happened in that room. I was just so excited about it. And I'm still excited about it. Thank you, Gabe, for all your help and all your wonderful magic. But the beautiful thing
it's a
about
wonderful
this
opportunity,
record,
though. Because, I mean, for people.
Oh my God, it really was.
I mean, just to be connected with the parent label of Daptone, with a lot of people know Sharon Jones
Incredible.
and Charles Bradley, critically acclaimed and such soulful music they've been putting out.
Yes.
So cool you're associated with that now. Well, I tell you, Vicky, that 45, the single, the A side that was released earlier, it's been a high spot of this whole lockdown. It's such a haunting song with the beautiful production. There's that chord change that kind of gets you. But anyway, it's a beautiful thing. Is there? What's one of the other videos that you have that we might want to take a look at right now? Let's listen now to one of my favorites that Vicky does. So Young.
I have a boyfriend. He says I'm his only one. We
tell you once again, and it gets me every time. So young. Now, Vicky, you mentioned so "Forever" is the A side of that single, and what's the name of the flip that?
The flip side is called "My Vow to You." It's a wedding song. I wrote it years ago, and me and my husband have since kind of upgraded it a little bit. But it is a wedding song. I wrote it a little bit before I met him, but he's like, that song's for me, when we first got married. But I wrote it quite a bit of time ago during my doo-wop days, and it's finally going to be, it's on the other side. Would you like to hear a little snippet? I can't send it to you yet because it's not released, but I'm going to play it for you. It's on my computer. Can you hear it?
This is like listening on the radio.
All right.
like an old AM radio.
My vow to you.
My vow to you on this wedding day.
You can lip sync it.
To you I'll be true forever and a day. Today's the day you and I will say I do.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, Vicky.
Anyways, that's a little snippet. I just wanted to show you.
It's an exclusive right here on the Roots of DOO WOP.
So. What was that?
The yet to be released. We have another exclusive here on Eclectic American Roots. Well, thanks for giving us that preview.
Is, My Vow to You. And I heard through a little birdie that there's going to be some colored vinyl also with the release of that. So I'm really excited.
Where can people pick that up when it's out?
Actually, you can just go right to Penrose, or I can ask Gabe. He hasn't said anywhere yet because they don't know when it's going to be released. So.
Well, I'll tell you, that song, The Other Side, Forever, just like all of your music, is really beautiful, Vicky. And thanks for brightening up our afternoon here on Eclectic American Roots. It's a joy to see you. I miss you, and I'll be looking forward to maybe recording something together again, or at the very least to do a show on the same bill. So, Vicky,
I would love it.
Thank you, Vicky. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you, all of you. I appreciate your time.
Big Sandy back again, and so far, so good. So good, I say. I hope you agree with me. All right, let's revisit a group we touched on earlier. Well worth revisiting. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees in the year 2000. The Hall got it right that time. Once again, here are the Moonglows.
That you were the only girl for me, and I knew from the start that I was the love that was just meant to be, and I knew from the start you were the one for me. Oh, yes, I knew at a glance that you were the only one for my heart, and I knew at a glance that Cupid had flown and then loosened his dart, and I knew at a glance that you are the one for me.
And now let's tune in our Motorola Portable, and let's bring on Johnny and Joe from the Howard Theater. Here are Johnny and Joe with their big hit of tomorrow, Over the Mountain and Across the Sea. And here they are.
Over the mountain, across the sea, there's a girl waiting for me. Across all the river, beyond every cloud, she's got the wind blowing loud. Over the mountain, a girl waits for me. Sail the sand, every blade of grass. Please tell the wind to let my love pass. Over the mountain, a girl waits for me. Tell the moon up in the sky, tell the birds that fly high, that over and over and over the mountain, my love waits for me. When the winds we dark and starry night, oh what a mystery that seals so tight. Over the mountain, a girl waits for me. But all the mountains in the world couldn't block your love from my heart. You may cry.
Oh, hey, baby, I'm in love with you. Oh, hey, baby, I'm in love with you. Yes, I love you, and I don't care what you do. Oh, baby, baby, hey, now, honey, can you hear me? Oh, baby, I just wanna keep you near me. Baby, I'm in love with you. Oh, baby, call me all night long. Oh, baby, call me all night long. Every time you kiss me, you turn me on. Oh, baby, oh, now come on about you. Baby, I could never live without you. Oh, baby, I'm in love with you. Oh, baby, I would like to know. Oh, baby, I would like to know just how you thrill me and make me love you so. Oh, baby, your good love really gets me. Oh, baby, don't you never quit me. Oh, baby, I'm in love with you. Oh,
Could this be magic, my dear? It is magic. It's magical. The Dubs, one of the all-time greats. And now let's make a big leap forward across the decades to the here and now. Because the spirit of doo-wop has continued even in this time of social distancing and lockdowns, as many artists have taken to the internet using apps like Acapella to make some really great music. Like this song right here from the UK. Pat Rayford, Flat Tire.
Down the road and over the hill, I took my baby riding in my automobile, riding along to my heart's desire. A flat tire. I grabbed my jack, pulled my spade, and waiting for me, I was flat as a jet. I took out my pump and started pumping back. Another flat. Well, I was standing there thinking about my fate, when along came Charlie in his 88. My baby jumped out, Black Charlie down. He said, "Hop in, babe, I'll drive you back to town." I was all shook up, feeling bad. Think about the fun that we could have had. I just had to figure out what to do. The others blew. I was going through about an 82. Something said to me, somebody's following you. Yeah. I looked in my mirror, bless my soul. It was the highway patrol. Flat tire, flat tire, flat tire, flat tire. Flat tire, flat tire.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
The wind smiled at me. I heard a melody. It haunted me from the start. Something inside of me started a symphony with the strings of my heart.
Whoa, like a breath of spring, I heard a robin sing about a nest set apart.
I hope we'll never depart. Here with your lips to mine, a rhapsody divine. Sing with the strings of my heart.
That's so good. Our friend Deke Dickerson, with one of his many lockdown masterpieces, Zing Went the Strings of My Heart, in the doo-wop style. I hope you've enjoyed our little tribute to doo-wop music and some of the people who make it. And if you have, we kindly ask that you consider visiting our virtual tip jar at StellarJAX.com, or maybe Venmo at JAXhideaway. In any case, thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you next time on Eclectic American Roots. I'm Big Sandy. Thank you.
That's our show, folks. The Roots of Doo Wop. Help us keep the genre alive and kicking. Donate to the cause at StellarJAX.com or on Venmo at JAXhideaway. Above all, stay positive, but don't test positive, as that would be a negative. I'm positive about that. See you next time on Eclectic American Roots.